Hello everyone, I am P. Vishnu Periyanal from Class 9, Kamalaniketan, Tiruchi. In my country, India, having second largest population and third largest population density, transportation problems are of great concern. To solve the problem and to educate users on smart transportation, I have created a smart transportation environment game. Why have I choose this theme is the first question in your mind. Well, it's because I have experienced the problem on my own. In one sunny day with our car, I was waiting for horse. A local auto driver picked us and carried us on a local way through several states. But what happened to the car? Only after several hours, my father reached home with the car because the car was packed in such a traffic. Thus, smart transportation became my first thing to solve for. So let's get brief into the project. In my project, SmartPortation, there is basically a 3D environment. This 3D environment can be took as a cake. There is a circle in a cake and there are several circles on top of it, making it look like a 3D figure. Similarly, there is a base in this environment. This base is duplicated several times and make it look like a 3D environment. So one can drive car in this 3D environment with the keyboard, or he can use the self-drive mode. The self-drive mode shows the shortest distance from the path to the destination. The shortest distance from the place to the destination is found using an algorithm called BFS, meaning breadth first search. So here is a wiki. Furthermore, there is a password protection for every car. So here is the project. There are 10 sprites we will get one by one. There is the introduction sprite. To understand it, we will just see the demonstration itself first. So you might have understand what this sprite does. But it's the interesting to know that these animations are made just by certain sprites. So here are the costume. The first MPD animation that does frame by frame work. Every frame there is a new thing added, like a new shape. This makes this animation possible. The other animations are just photos that we size, resize, and fade in, fade out. Let's get into the player sprite. This sprite is the main. One might think the car is the main sprite, but it's not so. Player is the main. It has many variables like momentum, steer momentum, player X, player Y position, steer, and lot of things. Let's not get deep into the concept. There are two types, control. Control 1. This control works on the basis of direction. That is, with this control, pressing up arrow means the car moves northward. The control 2 works based on the real world environment. In this environment, pressing up arrow moves the car forward on the direction it points toward. There is a city environment as well. So in this city environment, as I have said, it works based on cakes. That is, there are several layers. Let's see the costumes first. We have a road costume, we have a shadow, we have building. There are building, the color might be somewhat not looking good, but there is building costume. and there are windows costume. So you might wonder, these are not real windows. These look like some layout of some city. But yes, these are the actual things. These layout duplicate to make the building look realistically 3D. The factor or the coefficient of duplicating is the perspective value. It's said to be 1.025. That looks good for me. As I have said, it first duplicates the road, then the shadow, and the dot. The dot does the work of zooming in this road and shadow too much. So here is the defense angle. This creates 4 times a building and a window. A building and a window, a building and a window. It repeats this process for 4 times. We does we do a road, a shadow, and then a single. Single means doing a single layer of work. Next there is level hitbox. This is the basement or the layout. This does not duplicate but instead find the hitting area. Like the car can't hit the building. It can hit the building but it can't go deep into the building. This does the work of hitting or providing a hitbox. So car is here. As I have said, car has only 37 blocks while the player has 550 blocks. So what does the car does? Is it not the main sprite? Yes, it's not the main sprite. Here is how you can understand. The car moves according to the player. Here I have designed momentum of player and all other stuffs. And it points to a player and it goes to a player. So the car is just the outer environment. The player that looks like the yellow coin here is the main part. The shadow follows the car. It points towards car and moves towards car and follows the car. So we have 2 buttons. In the costume, we might have 4 buttons. These are street selecting, and car selection. These are the mode of the driving environment. That is, we can change between self-driving mode and the human driving mode. Just like that, we can change between the street view and the car view. These are such buttons. There is car tablet. This tablet has the lock protection as I have said earlier. Definitely the car tablet shows click to unlock usually. Next we have the main street solver. This is the second main part of the project. As I have said, this works on the basis of breadth first search algorithm. It has 241 blocks. So it search. This is a definition block that gives it to search one depth. That is, go a depth deeper. The shortest path does this several times and find the possible paths. Possible path full means it does the repetitive work until it gets a possible path. The shortest path find the path given by the possible path and find the shortest paths. There is sprite 1. This sprite is something like a blocking. It does not allow the car to do any other kind of activity or turn or do any other such work while the car is driving. This is a layer of protection that gets forward and avoids human interaction while the car is in self-drive mode. So let's get into the demonstration work for now. So as I have said, this is car is locked. To unlock it, asks the password. So what's the password? You type something and give enter. It does not leave you until you type the correct password. You might think you can switch to this mode, but even if you switch, you won't be able to do anything. That is, this is just viewing the top view. Your car won't move here. So you have to give the correct password and make the car unlock. So what's the correct password? Here is the correct password. Codeavour 022. Look at the password carefully. There is small letter as well as capital letter. There is a numerical value or a number, as well as there is a symbol. This makes the password very protective. So if we have got into the car, we have now a display that shows the map of the environment. There are also control 1, control 2, which you can switch here, and the frames per second is shown here. First, let's go into the automatic one. So the automatic one asks where would you like to go, and it's give an example like G. You are. It also says that you are here A, meaning that you are here. Let me say I have to go to S. Can you guess the shortest path? Is it A, B, I, H, G, F, E, S? Or is it just A, E, S? It's just A, E, S. Let's give enter. This car now automatically moves. I just click with my mouse and it shows the blocking or the red color one, meaning that until the car moves, one should not disturb the car. Look at the environment. The environment is 3D. Do you notice the change? So our car is now at the proper position. So if we hover over the top right corner, we can see these two buttons, and again we can move to other places like B, F, like that. But let's not do that. Let's move now manually. So for manual moving without automatic mode, we have two options, control 1 and control 2. So let's do with control 1. So I will press the left arrow now, and we see the car moving left. That is westward. Now let's wait for some time. I will change to control 2 now. Now pressing left arrow does not do anything. We have to use the up arrow first or down arrow to start the engine and turn left or right. So I will press both the up arrow and left arrow now. Doing so, the car will turn leftwards with respect to the direction it points. In this control 2, now I will press the up arrow, but we can see the car moving downwards. This is because it's moving towards the direction it points towards. Now the car has hit the building, and furthermore it can't move inside. It's also to notice that now if I hover over the top corner, the automatic mode is not visible. we can only move in this mode, that is with control 1 or control 2. This is because once you have moved out of the automatic mode control, you can't get back to the places like A, B, C. If we are in automatic mode, our place will be exactly at A. So we can use the automatic mode. But now since we have moved somewhere else, like 1 inch left or right, we can't use the automatic mode. We have also here frames per second, and that's it.